Title: Human Soldier Saved Enemy Princess. Her reward broke every galactic law. Part 1. The mission on Varnick, desert son of Varnick. Burned hot over the broken land. The air was dry, and red sand blew across sharp rocks and old ruins. War had touched this world for many years. It was the center of the fight between the Galactic Union and the Varnari Empire. Soldiers from both sides now moved like shadows through the dust. Tom, a young human soldier from Earth, moved slowly through the remains of a ruined building. His armor was scratched. His water pack was almost empty. He had lost contact with his squad 2 hours ago during a surprise attack. The mission had gone wrong fast. Their goal was to find and rescue a group of Union scouts. But the Varnari had been waiting. His team had scattered to survive. Tom was trained well, but he was not used to this kind of planet. The heat hurt his head, and the silence made him nervous. Still, he kept moving. He knew stopping meant death. As he passed under a half-broken archway, Tom heard a sound. It was soft, like someone trying not to cry. He paused and listened again. The sound came from the far corner of the ruin. He raised his small scanner. It showed a faint life signal. He stepped closer and saw a figure hiding behind a fallen beam. The person was wrapped in a long blue cloak, stained with dirt and blood. A golden crest on the shoulder caught the sunlight. Tom froze. The crest was a royal mark. Only one person in this region wore such a symbol. The Varnari princess, Elna. His hand moved to his weapon. He had seen her image in war briefings. She was not just a leader's daughter. She was a voice for the enemy. She was the reason peace talks had stopped. If Command knew she was here, they would send every drone they had. She looked up at him with wide, fearful eyes. Her face was pale, and her left arm was wrapped in cloth. Blood marked her sleeve. She was hurt, alone, and without a weapon. Please, she said. Her voice was soft and cracked from thirst. Do not shoot. I am not here to fight. Tom did not lower his weapon. He was still breathing hard. His mind raced. He had a choice. He could take her prisoner, or he could leave her behind. She was the enemy. But then he looked again. This was not a proud warrior or cruel leader. This was just a scared girl, wounded and lost like him. War had taken too much already. Can you walk? He asked. She blinked in surprise. I think so. My leg is weak, but I can try. Tom stepped forward and offered his hand. Elna took it slowly, as if waiting for a trick, but he helped her up gently. Stay quiet, he said. We are both in danger now. They moved together through the ruins, Tom holding her up when she stumbled. They reached a small passage between broken walls and stopped to rest in the shade. Tom gave her his last water tablet. She drank with shaking hands. Why are you here? He asked. Elna looked at the ground. I came with peace talk letters. I wanted to speak to the Union officers myself, but someone betrayed me. My guards were killed. I ran. I have been hiding for 2 days. Tom listened and did not speak. He was not sure what to believe, but her eyes were clear. She looked tired, not dangerous. I know you have every reason to hate me, she said, but I do not wish for this war. I only wanted to stop it. Tom looked at the red hills in the distance. He thought of the friends he lost, the people on both sides who had died for reasons they never understood. I do not hate you, he said at last. I hate this war. Elna nodded. She seemed to relax a little. Suddenly, a low sound filled the air. Tom pulled out his scanner. A Varnari patrol was coming fast. For signals, they would reach the ruins in minutes. They will find us, Elna whispered. If they see me with you, they will kill us both. Tom stood and helped her to her feet. Then we moved. They hurried down a narrow path behind the building. Tom knew there was a canyon ahead. If they could reach it, they might lose the patrol in the rocks. As they ran, Elna stumbled. Tom caught her before she fell. Are you okay? He asked. She nodded. Yes, just tired. They kept going. Sun blew round them as the sound of boots and shouting grew behind. Tom found the path to the canyon just in time. He helped Elna down a steep drop and covered their tracks with his boots. They hid behind a tall rock and held their breath as the patrol passed above. Tom looked at Elna. Her hair was tangled. Her face was marked with dust, but her eyes were strong. "You saved me," she said. "Why?" Tom looked at her and answered simply, "Because someone had to." She smiled, just a little. It was the first smile he had seen on Varnock. They sat in silence. As the patrol moved away, the sun dropped lower in the sky. A long road was ahead. But for the first time, Tom did not feel alone. This was the beginning of something neither of them had planned, and the galaxy would never forget it. Tom and Elna walked carefully through the narrow canyon. The rocks around them rose like tall walls, red and dry. Shadows grew longer as the sun moved down in the sky. Every step was slow. Tom looked behind often, checking for signs of the Varnari. Patrol Elna leaned on him when her leg hurt. She did not complain. Her face was calm, but her breathing was heavy. Tom knew she was tired. He was too. Still, they kept moving. "We will rest at the next turn," Tom said. Elna nodded. She held her side where a bruise was growing under her cloak. She had fallen during their escape. The pain was getting worse, but she did not show it. At the next bend, they found a small gap in the rock. Tom checked it quickly. It was safe and dry. They sat inside and took a short rest. "How far is the Union outpost from here?" Elna asked. "About 20 kilometers, Tom said. "But we cannot go straight. Too many patrols, sensors, and drones. We will need to move slow and careful." Elna touched her cloak. A small device was hidden under the cloth. "I have a tracking signal on me," she said. "If they are searching, they will follow it." Tom leaned forward. "You should have told me." "I forgot," Elna said. "I hit my head during the fall. I just remembered now." Tom did not get angry. He took her cloak off slowly and placed it under a rock far from the cave. Then he set up a decoy heat marker next to it from his kit. "That should fool them," he said. "They will follow the wrong signal for a few hours." "You are clever." Elna said. "I am a scout," Tom said. "We learned to survive behind enemy lines." They rested a little longer. Elna shared a small energy bar from her belt. Tom had no food left, only one more water tablet. He gave it to her. She tried to give it back, but he shook his head. "You need it more than I do," he said. As night came, they moved again. The stars above Varnock were bright and many. The cold wind of the desert blew over the rocks. Tom kept Elna close and guided her across dry paths and old trails. He used a map saved on his helmet screen. Suddenly, Elna stopped and pulled his arm. "Look," she said. Tom followed her gaze. In the sky, a small silver drone moved in a wide circle. It had blue lights and made no sound, but Tom knew what it was. "The Union scanner," he said. "That means they are searching for me. You saved me," Elna said. "But now your own people may think you joined the enemy." Tom did not answer at first. He looked at the drone and then at Elna. "They do not know the truth," he said. "And if they see me with you, they might shoot first." "We need to hide," Elna said. Tom guided her into a crack in the canyon wall. They squeezed through and found a dark tunnel inside the rock. The drone passed overhead and did not stop. They stayed inside until the light was gone. "Why do you trust me?" Elna asked as they waited. Tom sat with his back against the wall. He looked at her. "You were alone, hurt, and unarmed," he said. "You asked for help. That was enough." Elna looked at him with soft eyes. "Many people would not have helped me, even before the war. Humans were not trusted by Varnari leaders. Humans are not perfect," Tom said. "But we know what it means to protect someone who cannot protect themselves." She smiled a little. "Your world must be different." Tom smiled too. "It is. Earth was once divided, many wars. But in time, we learned to come together. That is why we joined the Union. We wanted peace." Elna looked down. "I wanted peace too. I believed it could happen. That is why I left the palace and came here. But someone betrayed my plan. Someone from your side." She nodded. "A general who wanted to keep the war going. He told my guards we were safe. Then he pulled them back. I was left alone when the attack came." Tom thought for a moment. Maybe you coming here was not a mistake. Maybe this is the start of something better. Before she could answer, a sound echoed down the canyon. Loud, sharp footsteps. A second patrol was coming. Tom helped her. Up. They moved fast into the shadow of tall rocks. He turned off his helmet light. They stayed close to the wall. The patrol passed nearby, Union voices. Tom recognized their code words. These were his people. Elna looked at him. Do we ask for help? Tom shook his head. They will see you and think I betrayed them. We cannot risk it yet. They waited again until the voices were gone. The desert was quiet once more. I never thought I would be hunted by both sides, Tom said with a small laugh. Elna nodded. You are alone in this now. Because of me. You are not a burden, Tom said. You are a chance. A chance for what? For the truth to come out, for peace. To begin. They moved again as night grew colder. Tom saw a tall rock in the distance. Behind it was a hidden path that led to old Varnari tunnels. If they could reach those tunnels, they could rest and plan their next move. As they walked, Elna stumbled again. This time, Tom carried her. She did not argue. He looked ahead. The stars gave just enough light to see the path tomorrow would bring. More danger. But tonight, he had one mission. Protect the girl who was once called the enemy. And maybe, just maybe, change the galaxy one step at a time. Tom and Elna walked carefully through the narrow canyon. The rocks around them rose like tall walls. Red and dry. Shadows grew longer as the sun moved down in the sky. Every step was slow. Tom looked behind often, checking for signs of the Varnari. Patrol Elna leaned on him when her leg hurt. She did not complain. Her face was calm. But her breathing was heavy. Tom knew she was tired. He was too. Still, they kept moving. We will rest at the next turn, Tom said. Elna nodded. She held her side where a bruise was growing under her cloak. She had fallen during their escape. The pain was getting worse, but she did not show it. At the next bend, they found a small gap in the rock. Tom checked it quickly. It was safe and dry. They sat inside and took a short rest. How far is the Union outpost from here? Elna asked. About 20 kilometers, Tom said. But we cannot go straight. Too many patrols, sensors, and drones. We will need to move slow and careful. Elna touched her cloak. A small device was hidden under the cloth. I have a tracking signal on me, she said. If they are searching, they will follow it. Tom leaned forward. You should have told me. I forgot, Elna said. I hit my head during the fall. I just remembered now. Tom did not get angry. He took her cloak off slowly and placed it under a rock far from the cave. Then he set up a decoy heat marker next to it from his kit. That should fool them, he said. They will follow the wrong signal for a few hours. You are clever. Elna said. I am a scout, Tom said. We learned to survive behind enemy lines. They rested a little longer. Elna shared a small energy bar from her belt. Tom had no food left, only one more water tablet. He gave it to her. She tried to give it back, but he shook his head. You need it more than I do, he said. As night came, they moved again. The stars above Varnock were bright and many. The cold wind of the desert blew over the rocks. Tom kept Elna close and guided her across dry paths and old trails. He used a map saved on his helmet screen. Suddenly, Elna stopped and pulled his arm. Look, she said. Tom followed her gaze. In the sky, a small silver drone moved in a wide circle. It had blue lights and made no sound, but Tom knew what it was. The Union scanner, he said. That means they are searching for me. You saved me, Elna said. But now your own people may think you joined the enemy. Tom did not answer at first. He looked at the drone and then at Elna. They do not know the truth, he said. And if they see me with you, they might shoot first. We need to hide, Elna said. Tom guided her into a crack in the canyon wall. They squeezed through and found a dark tunnel inside the rock. The drone passed overhead and did not stop. They stayed inside until the light was gone. Why do you trust me? Elna asked as they waited. Tom sat with his back against the wall. He looked at her. You were alone. hurt, and unarmed, he said, "You asked for help. That was enough." Elna looked at him with soft eyes. "Many people would not have helped me, even before the war. Humans were not trusted by Varnari leaders. Humans are not perfect," Tom said. "But we know what it means to protect someone who cannot protect themselves." She smiled a little. "Your world must be different." Tom smiled too. "It is. Earth was once divided. Many wars. But in time, we learned to come together. That is why we joined the Union. We wanted peace." Elna looked down. "I wanted peace too. I believed it could happen. That is why I left the palace and came here. But someone betrayed my plan. Someone. From your side." She nodded. "A general who wanted to keep the war going. He told my guards we were safe. Then he pulled them back. I was left alone when the attack came." Tom thought for a moment. Maybe you coming here was not a mistake. Maybe this is the start of something better. Before she could answer, a sound echoed down the canyon. Loud, sharp footsteps. A second patrol was coming. Tom helped her. Up. They moved fast into the shadow of tall rocks. He turned off his helmet light. They stayed close to the wall. The patrol passed nearby, Union voices. Tom recognized their code words. These were his people. Elna looked at him. "Do we ask for help?" Tom shook his head. "They will see you and think I betrayed them. We cannot risk it yet." They waited again until the voices were gone. The desert was quiet once more. "I never thought I would be hunted by both sides," Tom said with a small laugh. Elna nodded. "You are alone in this now. Because of me. You are not a burden," Tom said. "You are a chance." "A chance for what?" "For the truth to come out. For peace to begin." They moved again as night grew colder. Tom saw a tall rock in the distance. Behind it was a hidden path that led to old Varnari tunnels. If they could reach those tunnels, they could rest and plan their next move. As they walked, Elna stumbled again. This time, Tom carried her. She did not argue. He looked ahead. The stars gave just enough light to see the path tomorrow would bring. More danger. But tonight, he had one mission: protect the girl who was once called the enemy. And maybe, just maybe, change the galaxy one step at a time. Tom held Princess Elna in his arms as he walked across the rocky path. The stars above gave soft light, and the wind whispered through the canyon walls. Elna had fallen again. Her ankle was swollen, and her body was weak. She had not eaten enough, and her wounds had slowed her down. Tom could feel her shivering from the cold desert night. "You can put me down," Elna said quietly. Tom shook his head. "We are almost there. The old tunnel should be past that cliff. You need to save your strength." Elna rested her head on his shoulder. She was quiet now. She had stopped asking questions. She trusted him. After another hour of walking, they reached a tall rise in the rock. At the top, Tom saw what he had been hoping for. A wide stone bridge stretched across the canyon. It connected to the entrance of an old Varnari tunnel carved into the cliff. That tunnel would lead them deep underground, away from patrols, away from scanners, and hopefully closer to safety. But as he stepped closer, his heart sank. The bridge was broken in the middle. A wide gap split the center of the bridge. The rest of the path was still strong, but the missing piece made it impossible to cross on foot. Tom set Elna down gently. She looked at the broken bridge and frowned. "How far is the gap?" she asked. Tom used his scanner. 7 meters. Too far to jump. We cannot cross like this. Elna leaned against the wall. "Can we go round?" Tom shook his head. "The canyon goes on for many kilometers. We do not have enough time or supplies. We must find a way to cross here." He looked around. His eyes stopped on a long metal pipe lying near the edge. It looked like part of an old rail system. He walked over and tested it. The pipe was heavy but strong. Tom smiled. "I have an idea," he said, using rope from his gear. He tied one end around his waist and the other around Elna. He took the pipe and placed it across the broken gap like a balance beam. Then he carefully stepped onto it, holding Elna in his arms. Once again, "Hold still," he said. The wind picked up as they moved across the metal pipe. It swayed under their weight. Tom kept his eyes forward, his feet steady. Elna held onto him tightly, her face pressed against his chest, halfway across. The pipe made a loud sound. Tom froze. Below them was a deep drop. If they fell, they would not survive. Do not look down. Tom whispered. I'm not, Elna said with a small smile. He took another step, and then another. Slowly, carefully, they reached the other side. Tom jumped down and helped Elna to her feet. She looked back at the broken bridge. You carried me across that, she said. Tom wiped sweat from his forehead. It was the only way. Elna sat down on a rock to rest. Tom pulled out his small beacon tool and scanned the entrance to the tunnel. No movement, no heat. Signs the place was safe. He walked back to Elna and helped her stand. Together, they entered the tunnel. Inside, the air was cooler. Old lights on the walls flickered but still worked. The path led downward, deep into the rock. They followed it for several minutes until they found a small chamber with an old supply box. Tom opened it. Inside were some dried food packets, water vials, and warm blankets. He smiled. We got lucky. They sat down and ate. Elna finished her food quickly. Her face looked brighter now. Thank you, she said. Tom leaned back against the wall. You are welcome. After a short silence, Elna asked, do you think your people will forgive you for helping me? Tom looked at the wall. I do not know. Right now, they probably think I am missing or captured. If they see me with you, they might shoot before they ask questions. Then we must find a way to show them the truth, Elna said. Tom nodded. First, we survive. Then we talk. Suddenly, a sharp beep came from Tom's helmet, a message alert. He opened the screen. A picture of him had been shared across Union channels. It said, Soldier Tom missing in action. Suspected enemy capture. Caution. Advised if seen. Tom stared at it for a moment. They think I am a traitor, he said. Elna stood and touched his shoulder. You are not a traitor. You followed your heart. That may not be enough, Tom said. But I will keep going. We both will. Elna smiled. You are stronger than most. I have met many leaders in my life. Few had your courage. Tom felt a little embarrassed. He was just a soldier. He did not see himself as a hero. The lights in the tunnel flickered again. Then they went dark. A power failure. Tom pulled out his small lamp and turned it on. Let us keep moving, he said. There should be an exit on the other side. Maybe we can send a message from there. Elna walked beside him. The tunnel echoed with their steps. Somewhere far above, ships and soldiers searched for them. But down here, under the ground, a new hope was growing. They were from different worlds, different sides of a long war. But now, they were walking the same path. And that path was changing everything. The old tunnel led deeper into the ground. Tom and Elna walked slowly, their lamp lighting the dark path. The walls were smooth and marked with Varnari writing. Elna read the signs as they passed. This was once a transport line, she said, used by workers to move supplies between cities under the surface. Tom kept his eyes forward. It looks abandoned now. No sign of life. That's good for us. They walked for another hour. The tunnel opened into a large cave with high walls and glowing rocks. The blue light from the stones lit the cave gently, like soft moonlight. In the center stood an old console, made from smooth silver metal. Tom stepped forward and checked the area. Clear. No heat signs. We could rest here. Elna sat down beside the glowing stones. She touched one gently. These are Varnari energy stones. They give light and power but only grow on this planet. Tom opened his bag and took out the last of their food. He gave half to Elna. They ate quietly, their eyes watching the shadows. After eating, Elna stood and walked toward the console. She brushed dust from the screen and touched a few buttons. The console came to life with a low hum. I can use this, she said. It still works. Tom looked at her. Use it for what? I will try to send a peace message to my people, Elna said. My father is still king. If he hears my voice and sees I am alive, he may stop the attacks. Tom stepped closer. Will they believe you? Elna nodded. My father trusts me, and I know the secret codes to prove who I am. She typed fast on the screen, her fingers dancing across the buttons. Tom watched her. She looked calm, focused, strong. After a few minutes, she spoke into the mic. "This is Princess Ilna of the Varnari Empire. I am alive. I was not taken. I have found safety. Stop the search and wait for my return. I will explain all in time." She paused, then added something in her native language. The message ended, and the console sent the signal into space. Tom looked at her. "What did you say at the end?" Ilna turned to him. "I told them I trust a human with my life. That will shock them." Tom smiled. "Good. Let them be shocked." Suddenly, a loud sound echoed through the cave. The scanner on Tom's wrist lit up. "Movement nearby," he said. "A small group, coming fast." Ilna's eyes widened. "From which side?" Tom looked at the screen. "Varnari. For life signs. Strong heat. Soldiers." Ilna touched the console again. "Maybe they followed the signal." Tom pulled her behind a large rock. He aimed his small plasma tool at the entrance. "Stay quiet," he whispered. Footsteps entered the cave. For Varnari soldiers in dark armor moved carefully. One of them scanned the area. Another held a blaster ready. They did not speak. Ilna looked at them and whispered, "I know the one in front. That is Commander Raal. He was part of my royal guard." Tom frowned. "Can we trust him?" "I do not know anymore," Ilna said. Raal stepped closer to the console. He looked around and spoke. "Princess Ilna, if you are here, show yourself. We are not here to harm you." Ilna stood slowly. Tom stayed behind the rock, watching carefully. Raal stepped forward and removed his helmet. His face was sharp, his eyes narrow, but there was a trace of worry. "My princess," he said. Bowing slightly, "You live." "Yes," Ilna said. "I was saved by a human." The other soldiers looked at each other. One raised his blaster. Raal held up his hand. "Where's this human now?" Tom stepped out, slowly. He kept his weapon down. "I am here," he said. "If you want to fight, you will not get one." "I helped her because it was the right thing to do." Raal studied him. "You are Union?" "Yes," Tom said. "But I do not follow orders blindly. She asked for help. I gave it." Raal lowered his weapon. Many would not have done the same. Ilna walked between them. "This man saved my life. More than once. We must honor that." The soldiers stayed silent. Raal nodded. "We were told you had betrayed us," he said. "That you ran away. That you were lost. But now we see the truth." Tom asked, "Will you help us get to safety?" Raal looked unsure. "You are still Union. If others see you, they may attack." Ilna stepped forward. "Then we go alone. But tell my father what you saw. Tell him the war is built on lies." Raal looked at her for a long time, then bowed again. "As you command." He turned to his men. "Leave a supply pack. Then we return to the ship. Say nothing to the generals. Only to the king." They placed a bag on the ground and left the cave. Ilna sat down, breathing hard. Tom sat beside her. "That was brave." She looked at him. "So was helping me." He opened the supply bag. Inside were food packs, clean water, and a map of secret paths. "We have a way forward now," he said. Ilna smiled. "We move tomorrow. Tonight, we rest." Tom nodded. "I will take the first watch." Ilna lay down near the glowing stones. Tom sat near the entrance, weapon ready. As the cave grew quiet, Tom looked at the stars through the cracks above. They were still hunted, still far from peace. But the message had been sent. Help may come. And he was not alone. Together, they had faced danger and survived. And together, they would face what came next. The cave was quiet under the soft blue light of the Varnari stones. Ilna slept peacefully near the wall, her cloak pulled tight around her. Tom sat near the entrance. Keeping watch, his eyes stayed sharp, but his mind was full of thoughts. He had helped an enemy princess. He had left his team behind. Now, both sides hunted him. But he had no regrets. Ilna had trusted him. He had seen her courage. She was not the cause of war. She was the hope to end it. As morning light touched the cave walls, Ilna opened her eyes. She looked stronger. Her wounds were healing. Her spirit seemed bright again. "Did you sleep at all?" she asked Tom. "A little," Tom said. "Not enough, but we must keep moving." They packed the supplies left by Commander Ryle. There were energy, bars, clean water, and a map showing a path through old tunnels. At the far end of the path was a hidden spaceport. The map said it held one old Varnari scout ship. "If it still works, we can leave this planet," Ulna said. Tom nodded. "Then we head there." They followed the tunnel for hours. The air was cold and smelled of metal and dust. Old pipes lined the walls. Lights flickered above. Their footsteps echoed behind them. At one point, the tunnel opened into a large empty station. Broken machines stood like statues. Tom checked his scanner. "No life signs," he said. "But we should not stay long." As they crossed the station floor, a noise came from behind a pile of crates. A small flying drone rose into the air and flashed. "Red, run!" Tom shouted. They ran toward the far door. The drone followed, recording their faces and location. Tom fired a pulse from his tool. The drone shook but did not fall. It sent a signal before Tom could destroy it. "Now they know we are here," Tom said. "They will come fast," Ulna said. They pushed through the last tunnel and reached a sealed metal door. Ulna used her royal code to unlock it. The door opened with a loud hiss. Inside was a dark hangar. In the center stood a small Varnari scout ship, dusty but whole. Its silver body still shined under the old lights. "It looks ready," Tom said. Ulna climbed the ramp and pressed a button. The ship powered on with a soft hum. Lights turned green. Engines glowed. Tom closed the door behind them and ran to the pilot's seat. Ulna sat beside him and checked the controls. "We need to fly now," she said. As the ship lifted off the ground, an alarm rang on the screen. "Union ships approaching from the north," Tom said, "and Varnari patrols from the west." They both followed the signal. Ulna turned the ship sharply. "We go up, fast." The scout ship burst from the hangar roof and shot into the sky. Behind them, flashes of light showed where. The enemy ships fired. Tom checked the scanner. "Two fighters chasing us, one Union, one Varnari. They do not know who we are," Ulna said. "They just see a shared enemy." The enemy ships fired. Lasers passed close to their ship. Tom took the defense controls and activated the shields. Sparks flew as one shot hit them. "We cannot fight," Tom said. "This ship is fast but not strong." Ulna smiled. "Then we outrun them." She pushed the engine to full power. The ship roared forward. The sky turned dark as they left the planet's upper air. Stars filled the window, but the fighters followed. Tom locked the path to the nearest neutral station. "We go there. If we reach that zone, they cannot shoot." The ship shook again as another shot hit the rear. "Shields low," Tom said. Ulna kept her hand steady. Her eyes stayed on the stars ahead. "Just a little more," she whispered. Tom looked at the screen. 3 seconds to border. A final blast hit the side of the ship. Lights flickered. Smoke filled the backroom. Then the ship crossed the border. All chasing ships stopped. They hovered at the edge of the neutral zone, weapons off. No one dared fire now. The law of the stars was clear. Tom let out a long breath. Ulna leaned back in her seat. "We made it," she said. "For now," Tom said. They flew to the neutral station and landed in a private dock. Guards scanned their ship but did not ask questions. The station followed strict peace rules. No one was allowed to fight or rest inside. Tom and Ulna stepped onto the station floor. It was busy with travelers from many worlds. The air smelled like spice and metal. Voices spoke in many languages. Ulna pulled up her hood. Tom walked beside her. "Where do we go now?" Ulna asked. Tom pointed to the center tower. "That building holds the Galactic Council Hall. If we speak there, they must listen." Ulna took a deep breath. "Then let us go speak." As they walked, people began to notice them. A human soldier, a Varnari princess. Together. Whispers spread. Cameras turned. News drones flew above. By the time they reached the hall, a crowd had formed inside. Guards stopped them. Ulna stepped forward. "I am Princess Ulna of the Varnari Empire. I request to speak before the council." I bring truth that may end the war. The guard looked unsure. Then he nodded. You will be heard. Tom looked at Elna. Are you ready? She smiled. With you beside me, yes. Together, they walked through the tall silver doors. What came next could change the galaxy. The great silver doors of the Galactic Council Hall opened with a deep sound. Light from tall crystal windows shined across the marble floor. Guards in golden armor stood beside the walls. At the far end of the hall sat the members of the Galactic Council, leaders from many worlds. Each one wore a symbol of their planet. Tom and Elna walked side by side through the long hall. Many eyes followed them, some full of shock, some full of anger, some unsure. A voice called from the front, "Stop there. State your names." Tom stepped back. Elna stood tall and took one step forward. "I am Elna, Princess of the Varnari Empire. I come in peace. I come with truth." Gasps rose across the room. A few council members stood. One older member spoke with a loud voice. "You are the daughter of King Malin. Your empire is at war with the Union. Why are you here?" Elna raised her head. "I was sent to speak for peace, but I was betrayed by my own people. They wanted the war to continue. I was left behind and nearly killed." Another member spoke. "And the human soldier with you? Who is he?" Tom stepped forward. "My name is Tom. I am a Union scout. I found Princess Elna wounded and alone. I saved her life. She saved mine. We escaped together." A sharp voice shouted from the Varnari seats. "You helped a human traitor. You crossed enemy lines. You broke the royal code." Elna turned to face them. "Yes, I broke the code. Because the code protects lies. It protects the war. The people deserve peace." The room filled with noise. Voices argued. Hands waved. Some council members called for silence. Others asked for guards to arrest her. Elna raised her hand. "I did not ask for safety. I did not ask for a gift. I asked to be heard." The council leader stood. He was a tall being with green skin and golden eyes. "Speak then, Princess Elna. We will listen. But know this, your words may change everything." Elna stepped onto the speaking platform. A soft light rose around her. She looked at the crowd. "I came to this council not to protect my name. I came to tell you the truth. The war between the Varnari and the Union was not started by the people. It was started by fear. It was started by those who gained power from pain." She looked at the Varnari generals sitting behind the council wall. "One of you sent fake orders. One of you gave false maps. One of you planned my failure. I have proof stored in this message chip." She held up a small silver disc. A guard took it and placed it into the council display. A large screen appeared. It showed a record of a secret message. A Varnari general speaking to a black market arms dealer. Talking about keeping the war going. Talking about removing the princess. Quietly, the room went silent. Elna spoke again. "I did not die. A human saved me. He carried me through fire, through desert, and across space. He did not see an enemy. He saw a person in need. That is the kind of future I want for our galaxy." Tom stood quietly behind her. He felt proud, but also nervous. He knew this was dangerous. A Union Council member stood. "What do you ask of us?" Elna looked around. "I ask that you do not punish Tom. I ask that you see he followed what was right, not what was easy. I ask that both sides stop and speak. If you punish him, you punish kindness. If you stay silent, the war will never end." The leader of the council stepped forward. "Princess Elna, you have spoken with courage, but your actions broke many laws. You left your world without permission. You worked with an enemy. You shared private codes." "I know," Elna said. "Then let me be judged. I will accept trial. But not him." Tom followed his heart. "He does not deserve chains." The council fell into deep talk. They whispered, debated, and checked reports. Time passed slowly. Tom stood still. Elna looked calm, though her hands were tight at her sides. Finally, the leader returned. "We will not put you in chains, princess. But you must remain on this station until we decide what happens next. Your message has reached your father. He has asked for you to return. But he also sent word that your proof was real. The general in the message has been arrested. More whispers filled the room. The leader turned to Tom. You, human scout, are no longer seen as a traitor. Your bravery has been noted. The Union accepts your actions as true and loyal to peace. Tom let out a slow breath. The leader nodded. Once this meeting is over, the galaxy has heard what needed to be heard. Elna turned to Tom as the lights dimmed. The crowd began to leave the hall. We did it, she said. For now, Tom replied. Later. They stood alone on a balcony outside the hall. Stars shined above them. Ships moved slowly across the sky. Will they truly forgive me? Elna asked. Maybe. Not all of them, Tom said. But you told the truth. That matters. Elna looked out at the stars. I never thought I would stand in front of the council. Not like that. Not with you beside me. Tom smiled. Neither did I. Elna took his hand. No matter what comes next, I will always remember what you did. You gave me a chance to speak. You gave me hope. Tom squeezed her hand gently. You gave me hope too. Far above them, news of the council meeting spread across the galaxy. People from many planets watched the speech. Some cried. Some cheered. Some began to question the war. And somewhere in the middle of it all stood a human soldier and an enemy princess who refused to be enemies.